Hey, what is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video. And today I'm going to be talking about the um, Rusev possibly coming back to the WWE. Um, there is speculation that Rusev will be in the WWE after WrestleMania. There's even rumors, a possibility that he actually might be a surprise entry into WrestleMania due to Kevin Owens being written off TV because of a career-threatening legitimate neck injury, and actually wrestle Randy Orton. I've heard those reports that he might be Nick Aldis's handpicked guy to face Randy Orton because of Randy Orton RKOing Nick Aldis on SmackDown last week after the announcement happened. I heard that this might be a last second thing. If that doesn't happen, then the normal plan would be Rusev returns after WrestleMania. But anyways, no matter what happens, what do I think WWE should do with a Rusev coming back? Well, first and foremost, the first thing I would say is 110% keep him as Rusev. I'm bringing him back as Rusev. I am not bringing him back as Miro. Nobody remembers Miro. Like his AEW run, not many people really remember. He wasn't really doing much in AEW. I mean, his first gimmick in AEW was a failure. He sort of recovered with the Redeemer gimmick that he was doing for a little bit there, but then he was pulled off of television again. No, you gotta have him return as Rusev. I know Triple H has brought some guys back, and they've used some of the real names, like Shawn Spears, for example. He came back as Shawn Spears instead of Ty Dillinger, but obviously, in the case of Shawn Spears, nobody remembers Ty Dillinger. He was a jobber, okay, in WWE. So that's one thing. Rusev was not a jobber. This guy was a former United States champion as Rusev. He rode off of on a tank. The Rusev Day thing, even though Vince McMahon screwed that all up, he was over with Rusev Day. And you got to bring that back. You got to bring Rusev back. Now, what character are they going to do? Are they going to have similar elements to the Redeemer AEW character as Rusev, or are they going to do something completely different with him? I mean, personally, I do kind of hope they do bring back the Rusev Day thing, but in a different capacity. Because that Rusev Day thing, people don't seem to understand. That Rusev Day, I know that was like 7 years ago, but that Rusev Day thing, that thing was over. Okay, that was an over thing. Okay, WWE really dropped the ball on Rusev because Vince McMahon, who was in control at that time, didn't like it. You think Aiden English, who actually kind of, came up with the idea for Rusev Day, for Rusev, he recently said in an interview that Vince McMahon just flat out didn't see Rusev any other way besides being the barbarian brute, the Bulgarian brute. That's all he really seen him as. When the Rusev Day thing originally started, it was supposed to be him getting heel heat. You know what I'm saying? Because that was what he was supposed to be. Vince McMahon always saw Rusev as a bad guy. He never saw him as a good guy. Okay? That was the problem. That's why he never fully embraced Rusev, the Rusev Day thing. Okay? He could not stand it. Vince McMahon could not stand it. Now, if they brought back the Rusev Day thing in WWE today, if he comes back and they use the Rusev Day thing again, would it still be relevant today in 2025? Well, while we can't fully know for sure, I do think there is still a portion of the audience that still remembers the Rusev Day thing. The Rusev Day thing was doing very well. So I think there is a portion of the audience that does remember it. Um, and I think if they did bring it back, I do think it still could get over. I don't know if it would get over to the same level it was at the time it was being done, but I think they should try it because I mean the Rusev Day thing was the biggest thing that Rusev had done up to that point. Like nothing in his AEW career compared to Rusev Day. Rusev Day was the hot thing for a while. Okay. So nothing he ever did in AEW ever topped what did when he did Rusev Day. Okay. I mean, did he even get a world title shot in AEW? No, he was always going for the TNT title. I don't think he ever got a AEW world title shot. He got he won the TNT title I think twice. But as Miro, but he didn't really do that much with it. Because they didn't really let him do that much with it. And he never got a world title push. So in WWE, he did get a title shot. I mean, he didn't win against AJ Styles, but he did get a title shot out of that Rusev Day thing. But of course, as we all know, Vince McMahon didn't see that way. He broke up Aiden English from from Rusev, and then after that was all gone, then he did the whole Bobby Lashley thing. The Bobby Lashley thing, where Lana cheated on Rusev, divorced him in kayfabe, married Bobby Lashley in kayfabe, even though Bobby Lashley was actually legitimately married to somebody in real life at that time. But, it was kayfabe. But kind of hard to keep that one under the wraps when, we do have social media these days. But nonetheless, they did what they could with that one. Yeah, not really good at the end there, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, if they're bringing back Rusev, they got to bring him back as Rusev. They cannot bring him back as Miro. People know that he was Rusev. Okay, that's what they want to see. They want to see Rusev. With Triple H running the show now, definitely I could see there's all different possibilities of what they can do under Triple H, controlling Rusev. But I am really curious to how they bring him back. Because, I mean, on one hand, you can bring him back as Rusev Day and see what the audience will do. See how the audience will react. Will they still remember it? Will it still get over? Or do you go in the different route and try to do something different? Maybe they do something completely different that he's never done in WWE or AEW. Now I know him and now this is real life, so this doesn't really matter, but I know him and Lana did legitimately get back together because they were married and then they had filed for divorce like about a year ago. And they have now restated their vows and they canceled the divorce and now they are legitimately still married and are together again, which is great for them, by the way. I hope all the world for them. But because they are legitimately back together, I am wondering if you bring back Rusev with Lana. If they're going to do the old character, which I don't think they're going to, the Barbarian Brute, right? The Bulgarian Brute. If you're going to bring back that, Lana's there. Do you still give her that kayfabe Russian accent? For anybody who doesn't realize that, yes, Lana can speak Russian, but she was born here. She was born in America. Damn it. Bastards. They lied to us. Anyways, it's all kayfabe, guys. It's all kayfabe. But anyways. But yeah, I am really curious to see what they do. Vince McMahon, again, he totally mismanaged Rusev at the time. Vince McMahon, when it comes to booking wrestlers from other countries, it seems like he always had some bias against characters from other countries. Not everybody, but I mean, like, you know what I mean, like with the. I really think he saw, like I don't know this for sure, but I think he saw Rusev as like a Nikolai Volkov. I really do. Like, I think he saw Rusev as that type of character where it's like he can only be a heel. He can only be the foreign country stereotype, right? Vince was stuck in the 80s and that, because even with like guys like Jinder Mahal, like he always was a heel, the Indian character or evil character or whatever that he always did with Jinder. And I'm not a big Jinder Mahal fan by any stretch of the imagination, but while Jinder Mahal was a Indian descent, he never actually lived in India. He was born in Canada, But I mean, he was Indian descent, but I mean, like, couldn't they just say that? And wouldn't that be they couldn't have just adopted that same gimmick by just being from Canada that was Indian descent, You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's always the things with those type of characters. I remember Jinder Mahal recently saying that, like, when he was WWE champion, that Vince McMahon, which, God, those months were horrible, but I remember there was like some promo he did, I guess, that it was panned by the fans and the audience, and he had warned, I guess, management, that were writing the scripts, that, saying this is going, people are not going to like this. And he said this, but they said they couldn't change it and they couldn't reword it because it came straight from Vince. The writer said that this line came straight from Vince and that they couldn't change it, that he had to say it. And he says it regrettably, and the social media goes nuts about it, right? That right there is epitome when it comes to Vince McMahon. That Vince McMahon was still stuck in like the old times of how to book wrestlers, especially, wrestlers from other countries. And I think that was the problem here with Rusev in his first run. He just couldn't see Rusev any other way, even though the fans were telling him otherwise. And that is the one thing, I mean, despite this WrestleMania being horrible, the booking Triple H did for this WrestleMania is horrible. There's no getting around it. I don't care anybody. I call it like I see it. I don't care. Like, just because Triple H booked a horrible WrestleMania doesn't mean that it eliminates the stuff Vince did, for the past 10 years or whatever. But this WrestleMania Triple H booked was horrible. You get the good and the bad, but Triple H doesn't, get immune from criticism when it comes to booking a card. And I want to put that bluntly clear. But when it comes to Vince McMahon and the way he booked Rusev, he books a lot of those overseas characters way different than they should be booked, because he still thinks, I swear, I think Vince still thinks it's the Cold War. I still think Vince thinks it's a Cold War. Because I mean that's how he books that's how he books these characters. He books the characters that way. That's the problem. Anytime these characters, anytime they have like a foreign character that do some type of stereotype gimmick, they're always seen as the heel, no matter what. You can never have them as babyface. Once Vince has made up his mind, there's no changing it, even if the fans are telling him otherwise. And that was the case with Rusev. So hopefully if Rusev comes back, he'll get a really good run, because I think Rusev deserved a really good run. He didn't get a good run in his first run with WWE, and obviously AEW didn't really get a chance at all. So I'm really hoping that Rusev comes back and has a really good run. And if he is going up against Randy Orton, which is another rumor that's going on at WrestleMania, that will make it even better. But if he does come back at WrestleMania, or right before WrestleMania, he would have to be like I would say a heel, right? He'd have to come back as heel. He's not going to come back as Rusev Day. Unless he does like some heel, like, oh yeah, I'm Rusev. Rusev Day. Rusev Day. It comes out, Nick Allison says, it's Rusev Day. Then he comes out to a tank at WrestleMania. Wouldn't it be something? He comes out to a tank again at WrestleMania? Because everyone loved the tank. Everyone loved the tank. That's the one thing. Everyone loved that tank that he came out to against John Cena. Maybe he takes that out when Cody Rhodes is in the main event against him, right? He brings out the tank, damn it. Bring out the tank. Cody Rhodes loans out the tank that Rusev came out to when he went up against Cena. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think? How do you think they bring back Rusev? Let me know. Comment, rate, videos. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell for this content. Thank you. And that's about it, guys. I am the S Ultimate Goku, and I'm out of here. And remember, every day is Rusev Day. And I'm out. Peace.